this is also annoying. Because on one hand, yesterday, story about Huntsman calling on Monday for a major financial overhaul that would break up the too big to fail banks. He was calling for proposals that never even made it into Dodd-Frank. He called to set a limit on bank size relative to the size of the economy and apply a variety of taxes against banks to make it costly to exceed that limit. Banks could still choose to get bigger, but if they did that, they would pay essentially a surtax. And apparently that surtax would be applied to lowering the tax rates of other industries. So at least from a political standpoint, you'd get these other industries obviously lobbying to impose that tax. He also came out very strongly about the lack of the Justice Department's pursuit of fraudulent mortgages. And he sides with Schneiderman and Biden, who have essentially rejected Iowa's Tom Miller's Attorney General's deal that he's trying to make with the banks. It's all good stuff. And it would be nice if he was able to enter into the debate tomorrow night and get some traction on these ideas, which is obviously what he was attempting to do. Of course, he's such a moron, like every single one of the Republican candidates. I'm not saying I would vote for this guy, and he's never going to be president, but these are ideas that would be nice to have in the debate. And of course, this guy is such an idiot. He came out and he referred to the women who have, well, I mean, I guess, accused Herman Cain of sexual harassment and were confirmed, not accused or alleged, I mean confirmed, were paid off by Herman Cain, probably just because he wanted to pay them off, or his institution wanted to pay them off, probably for no reason. Referred to them as bimbos. You know, what an idiot. Just, these Republican candidates, I mean, just from just a sheer political competence, like you have one message that may resonate in some tiny way and differentiate you from those other idiots on the stage. And the fact that you cannot get past the fact that you see, you know, women as essentially chattel dooms you at the one opportunity that you have to maybe have a slight uptick in the polls. Unbelievable.
I mean, Herman Cain, I mean, there's that empty space now that Herman Cain's going down. And it seems like they're all just messing up as soon as that spot became available. I mean, yesterday, Rick Perry had another gaffe with saying he wanted everyone who was over the age of 21 to vote when people who are 18 and older can vote.
You know, this is when you start to think like, yes, the guys who believe that we're ruled by interterrestrials and the Illuminati, and they just want, you know, they're sitting in a room somewhere pulling the strings. I mean, and so what they've done is they've just assembled the most idiotic crew of Republicans to run against Obama because they really want Obama to win, but they want to make it look like it's actually an election. Does Rick Perry really not realize that people can vote at age 18? Is there not, can he not find the proper medication mix? Seriously. And Newt Gingrich, it's just a joke. It's just an absolute joke. There was another story. I don't know why it's not in my stack. I don't know where it went. But and I've been saying this, I think I said it yesterday, but I've been saying this over and over again, and it is in fact the case. The reason why Mitt Romney has had such problems in the Republican Party is because he's a Mormon. There's just simply, I mean, yes, he's a stiff, and he's a constant flip-flopper. But the Republican Party, the electoral base, is made up of fundamentalists who believe that Mitt Romney goes into, his lair at night, and they think that he prays to the devil. According to a poll that was released, I guess, 2 days ago, more than 4 in 10 American voters say they're uncomfortable with the idea of a Mormon in the White House. Public Religion Research Institute faces an identity problem among those who already know he's a Mormon and those who don't but generally have qualms about the faith. The poll found evangelicals are warming to Romney's chief rival, businessman Herman Cain, and that the group, also the group that harbors the most unease with Mormonism amongst all religious groups. Among white evangelical voters, 47% expressed discomfort with a Mormon president. Are there any really other blocks of voters in the Republican Party other than white evangelical voters? And half of them have an issue with the fact that that's his problem.
It's funny they don't like him because he's a Mormon, yet the guy who's polling #1 right now, Newt Gingrich, is the one who's had multiple wives.
Right. Yes. Touché. But no, they don't mind that Gingrich, because look, the bottom line with the Republican Party, and we'll talk more about this on Friday when Cliff gets here, because we'll have but if you want to know who's going to zoom to the top, it is the candidate that expresses the most vitriolic hatred for liberals at any given time, until they prove themselves just too stupid to carry that banner. That's what happened to Michelle Bachmann. That's what happened to Rick Perry. That's what happened to Herman Cain. They're not they're not voting on policy or ideas. It is how much disdain is expressed for liberals, and not liberal ideas. Liberals. Which one of them is best suited to be a fox talking head? And I'm not being facetious here. I mean, literally, that is what they look for. And Romney just does not come out and feel as comfortable sort of mocking liberals and the press. And that's why Gingrich is going to the I mean, look, there is story after story after story coming out about how, frankly, there's a story in the Times about, and it's not even worth talking about because everybody knows that Newt Gingrich is a complete con man. I think the longer Newt Gingrich stays in this race, the issue isn't whether or not the issue is whether or not he's facing criminal charges for his activities that are supposedly not lobby-oriented, but are clearly lobbying. He's not registered as a lobbyist. But, apparently the New York Times found a backdoor exit into their website that they use for their clients in Newt Gingrich's lobby outfit. And they're lobbying.
You mean Newt Gingrich is not the highest paid historian of all time?
Well, it depends on how you define history. If you define history as lobbying, then yes.